as we read the Bible, it can feel like we're trying to understand a book from another planet, doesn't it? There's so much of it, and actually very little that we understand. That's why I think it's really important that as we start, it's good to have a translation of the Bible that helps us engage with what God has said, something that we find easy to read. The NIV, the NLT, or the ESV are really great places to start. But also, as we read the Bible, it's really good to have a framework in mind to help us tease out what God is saying to us that helps us shape our lives. Here's some questions that could help you do that. What is God saying to you? What happens in this passage? What does the passage tell us about God? And what does this passage tell us about people and you? What are you going to do about it? How does this change how we see God and see ourselves? How does this passage change how we treat others? How does this passage change how we live? What other questions do you have about this passage? As you read, remain in dialogue with God. Ask him to help you understand what it is that he's saying to you. And do you know what? Sometimes when you're reading it, it feels like God has kind of taken a highlighter, doesn't it? And kind of highlighted this passage for you. It sits so true with your life. Other times we find ourselves wrestling and working really hard to kind of understand what on earth is being said. And sometimes we just don't get it. And do you know what? You're not alone in that wrestle. Getting to grips with the Bible at times can be really hard. And that's why it's really great to also do it with other people as well. You see, God can speak through the Bible. It's his word, and that's what makes it precious. Your word is a lamp to my feet, a light on my path. This week, take a section of Jesus preaching from Matthew's Gospel, Matthew 5. Have a read as much or as little as you want from it, but as you're doing it, ask those questions that we highlighted in the section before. And as you're doing it, have a listen and try to work out what is God saying to you through this passage. Charles Wesley was a man who longed to hear God speak to him. And here's a prayer that he used to use. It's here for you to use and help you shape your prayers. Alternatively, you could turn what you heard God saying to you and what you've been reading in the passage into your prayers. Check this out. Lord, listening is one of the hardest things we ever tried to do, and few people do it well. But Lord, you listen to us, and you call us by name when you answer. Thank you for the privilege we have to be like children and come bounding into your presence. Help us to be quiet and listen while you share your ideas, dreams, and love with us. We want to hear everything you have to tell us. Amen. This week, when you read the Bible, how is it going to change your life? What is it going to change? What actions? How are you going to implement them in how you live? Because what is the point of reading the Bible if you're not going to do something about it, as it says in James 1:22-25? So this week, how is it going to impact your life? Guys, have a great one, and I'll see you again next week for the next on F40. Bye-bye.